on a small time frames, we are creating a higher highs and higher lows on the chart, which means that market structure on the small time frames has changed a little bit. And I'm going to show you that this actually means that we might, just might, be done with this dump that's actually happening, because XRP did, fly, very fast towards upside. It created this, this distributional accumulation zone, depending on how you look at it. But more importantly, it created this, liquidity zone down here that we just now picked up with this move down here. And right now that we picked up this liquidity zone over here, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about liquidity zones. And right now we are changing the, some kind of trend over here, and right now we're going towards upside. Now, a lot of people might assume this over here right now is some kind of bear flag. Not this one. It's some kind of bear flag that's gonna go, back down to something like 0.47 or something like that. It could do that. You're gonna see that. But it is important to know that this liquidity zone over here is actually, gone, and it's picked up. So the question is, do we have any kind of reason to actually go further towards downside, pick even something more? Now, let me show you something up here. And if you zoom out a little bit, and right now we're going to talk about liquidity zones. Oftentimes, when you do stuff like this over here, when you have some kind of, distribution or accumulation zone, right below that zone down here, you create what we call a liquidity zone. Why is that? Because over here there was a lot of long positions that are being created. That means there is a lot of stop losses over here. There's a lot of liquidations points over here. So if we move the price inside that zone over here, people who want to buy a lot of coins, they get the chance to pick up those coins. These are the liquidity zones. So the way I see it, where is the next liquidity zone? And it's all the way down here below these, below these two bottom points over here. So the big question is, do we go down here all the way down something like 0.38 to pick up this liquidity before we go up? And I don't think that's the case, because the price doesn't always, because you can understand down here there's also liquidity over here on the bottom side, right? You don't always go to the lowest liquidity. You just pick up whatever you can pick up. And on any chart there will be some kind of bottom, and on any chart there will be some kind of liquidity at the bottom that never gets picked up. But right now the big question is, do we go all the way down to 0.38 down here, give or take, all the way down here to pick up this liquidity? Because up here this is almost just a straight move towards upside, so there haven't been create a lot of liquidity up here. But over here there was a lot of liquidity up here. We picked up that, and right now the way I see there is, and you can see up here also the stop up here very nicely holding us up. There is not much actually reason to actually go there. We could go there, get every do some kind of bear trap, and then go towards upside. I mean, that is plausible move. But right now I think that whatever this was actually doing over here right now, I think it's done doing the move towards the downside. That said, this over here, it was parabolic move towards the upside, and these parabolic moves do tend to pull back. But this is parabolic move on the up here on the 1 hourly time frame. And the 1 hourly time frame really doesn't matter. If you look at if you zoom out a little bit up here on the 4 hourly time frame or a daily time frame, what you can see here is just just a straight move towards the upside up here. It's pulling a little bit back, creating this wick down. Maybe it's creating right now some kind of pivot point over here that we are gonna bounce off of and go towards the upside. That could definitely be the case, but there is no reason right now to go all the way down to these levels over here and pick up some liquidity down there. And you're gonna see here there is a lot of liquidity right below us over here, and tie this move down here. There's a lot of liquidity, but oftentimes you'll see this on every chart. At any bottom there will always be some kind of liquidity down there. Imagine if you go down over here towards downside over here, does something like this and go up, then people will say, oh, we gotta go below this liquidity zone to pick up that liquidity zone, and then go up. Oh, we gotta go and pick this liquidity zone. Like, at some point some liquidity zone does not get picked up. That's just the way the charts work. At some point some liquidity zones do not get picked up, and right now I don't think, I mean, it's a quite big move to go down all the way down over here to pick up this liquidity. It's quite a big move. This is something like, this is a 20% drop. So, Bitcoin needs to drop big time for us to go down there. So if you see Bitcoin drop, assume we're going to go down back down to 0.38, 0.4 or whatever, right? But right now it doesn't seem to be that way. Not only that, if you look at again, if you look at a 1 hourly time frame, we got a technically higher highs up here and higher lows up here. Technically, the move towards upside. So we are still looking at this some kind of channel up here to break towards upside, up here towards upside, or a little bit more move towards downside, create some kind of bear flag, and then towards upside. I'm still on a side of buy the dip event, because as long as Bitcoin is an option, as long as there is nothing wrong with Bitcoin, you can watch my Bitcoin video. I still think that everything should be, you know, buy the dip event. Until that changes, you know, it's a buy the dip event. Not of a natural device. Let's go up here on the daily time frame, and I'm going to show you that, on the weekly time frame, I'm going to show you that there is a lot, you know, what's happening right now, because today is Sunday, and it is a very important day, and you can see up here this 200 moving average up here. Right now, we are above that 200 moving average, and we are trying to close above that, and that right now is something at, you know, let me put a number on that line, 0.49. So as long as we can stay above 0.4965 on the weekly time frame, I think it's, you know, one of the most important levels is actually broken. We are a little bit extended from the 10, 20, 50 moving average, and we did, you know, closed nicely above that. You can see up here on the week, we hit that 200 moving average on the dollar. Right now, we're trying to break that as well. But definitely, there might come some kind of consolidation over here. And why is that? Because the bigger trend up here is still telling us that we are not in a, you know, very speedy uptrend over here, but we are in some kind of sideways trend. So how do we know that? Well, there are a couple of lines up here that's been, you know, going on for a while up here. I think it's got something like this over here. We're just gonna draw it, you know, by the eye. We're gonna remove the moving averages so we can see this very nicer. So you can see up here that this trend over here towards downside over here got broken somewhere up here. Got broken somewhere up here. You can pull it up here a little bit. Got broken up here with this candle up here towards upside. This downtrend over here is broken. But more importantly, up here there was a secondary trend up here being created up here, and this thing broke over here towards upside over here, as you can see over here. Right over here it broke towards that. That's why you're having this impulsive big move towards upside, because we are breaking this very, very important level of resistance right now. But we are still not an option. If you want to be in a, you know, strong option, there needs to be some kind of pivot point up here. There needs to be some kind of line. Once you break this line, you explode. You know, that's when the bull market actually starts. So we're not quite there yet, but we are right now. It's technically some kind of sideways trend over here, because this very speedy downtrend is actually done. This over here accumulation zone is actually very much done, and right now we are going sideways move up here. Now also good thing to notice is that XRP, unlike a lot of other coins, and I've seen a lot of other, you know, altcoins, is actually doing a lot better. A lot of altcoins are still below this line down here. They are still, you know, having a bear market technically. Then there are some coins that are failing to break this accumulation zone line, because this over here create accumulation zone line, and they are still, you know, doing the accumulation zone towards downside over here. I won't mention the coins, but you know, there are definitely coins. But coins that are actually looking good are those coins that are outside of the accumulation zone. This over here was accumulation zone for XRP over here, down here on this entire bottom of here. This was accumulation zone, and we are right now outside that. We got this, you know, this resistance up here, and this is a one more important line than the 200 moving average that's up here at the top. So I would say that this is going to change the you know, trend up here once we are above this 0.56 line. And the reason for that is because right now we're gonna have, you know, high up here, and if we start closing up here, we're gonna have a high up here as well. So we're gonna have a change in structure, right? So we are no longer gonna be going downwards, we're gonna be outwards. This is gonna be a very, very bullish, you know, bullish sentiment for XRP. We are not quite there on the small time frames. We are looking for this move to play out. I would assume there is some kind of channel over here. I would assume there's some kind of channel over here, give or take, something like this that we are trying to get out of. And I think we need to get above this resistance up here. There's some kind of resistance up here, right around 50.3, give or take. You can see all of these levels down here. We need to get back above this. So if you want to see any kind of big moves above that, outside of the channel, outside above this resistance, needs to go up there. On the other hand, if it goes down there, I would say it's a buy dip event, because Bitcoin is looking very strong right now. It's not looking strong, but it's not looking weak either. It's looking just, you know, neutral, but with a little strong bullish, you know, sentiment, a little bit bullish sentiment. So I will assume that Bitcoin is going to continue towards upside. That's the case. XRP does that as well. And as long as that's the case, XRP is a buy the dip event. Guys, thank you for watching. Hit the like button on the way out. Bye bye.